Hi, this is Tristan, Field Application Engineer for NewTek. Welcome to this short video about a teardown of the newly introduced software-defined radio platform by NewTek, the PicoSDR. The PicoSDR is a small tabletop enclosure with FPGA-based hardware inside that allows you to work on RF applications. The micro TCA backplane of the system gives you access to several ports at the back of the PicoSDR enclosure. The first port is a port for connecting the power supply. Then you have FPGA JTAG port for programming the FPGAs inside of the system using Xilinx FPGA programming pod. There is a USB UART port for debugging microblaze application inside the FPGAs, as well as ports that allow you to communicate from the system to an external host PC. In this case, we have two RJ45 gigabit Ethernet ports and an external PCI Express Gen 1 port. The last port on the back of the enclosure is a SATA port that allows you to connect external SATA hard drive for data storage. Inside of the box, we can see the micro TCA backplane with the two micro TCA slots. In this configuration, we use only the slot on the right hand side, and we use it with a Perseus board, which is the FPGA-based FMC carrier board by NewTek. It has a big Vertex 6 FPGA and a high pin count FMC site that allows us to put a radio card on the board. The radio card here is the Radio 420M. It's an out-of-the-box 2x2 MIMO radio card by NewTek that can handle carrier frequency between 300 MHz and 3 GHz and a bandwidth up to 28 meg. In front of the Radio 420, you have two TX port and two RX port. That's why a single card can do 2x2 MIMO. There are also ports to supply an external reference clock to each radio card to make sure they work in perfectly synchronization. The second configuration for the PicoSDR is a configuration where we use the left-hand micro TCA slot and put in another Perseus board with another radio card. This configuration we call PicoSDR 4x4 since it has two Radio 420M and it can do up to 4x4 MIMO. The last configuration for the PicoSDR is called PicoSDR 2x2 Embedded. On the right hand side, we have the same Perseus FMC carrier board with a Radio 420M that does 2x2 MIMO. But on the left hand micro TCA slot, we put an Intel i7 quad-core embedded PC blade. In that configuration, you do not require an external host PC connected via gigabit Ethernet or PCI Express to the system. The system can work of its own using the embedded PC blade. The backplane provides a mean for communication between the FPGA and the embedded PC through gigabit Ethernet and PCI Express Gen 1. The PicoSDR comes out of the box with a power supply as well as the required antennas that are going to connect to the Radio 420M. So this was Tristan, Field Application Engineer at NewTek. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.